something to do with the opening video. It was getting stuck and you were getting a little sort of double echo on there, but that looks like it's okay to me now. So don't worry too much about that. It looks like it was just that opening video that was the problem. I had little red lights flashing, and which happens sometimes. Usually I'll run a little bit of that before we start, but I forgot to do it this morning just to check everything's working okay, and I didn't do it. I saw the red light flashing, and I did hear the music echo in there, but it looks like it's all right now. So I think we'll stick with it. It would have done it, usually does it in the first 10 seconds, and what I have to do is close the broadcast program and reopen it, and that seems to sort it. But that looks like it's okay now. So a very good morning to you. Thank you so much, those of you that joined us for the show last night. I think we had a nice time last night. Think we had a nice little time last night here on the programme. We had some very nice calls. Possibly the best call was from Matthew Van, which you may or may not have heard if you were here last night, who rung up and informed us that he didn't go to the gym. He doesn't need to go to the gym. You've got to hear that call. You must hear that call. Just go back on the YouTube, youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. And underneath this show, when it's finished, you'll see the one for Thursday night there, my darlings. And you'll be able to listen to Matthew Van's call within that show, as well as one from Heidi. We had... who else called? I can't remember who else called in last night, but it was the particular one from... There were two. There were two that were very memorable last night. One from Matthew Van and one from Mark Jones. Mark Jones, who accidentally sent flowers to the wrong place. Absolutely hilarious. Have a listen to that from last night. Okay. Now, we need to raise a bit of money, boys and girls. Not for me. I never ask for money for myself. You know that. Not for me. There's a couple of people that need our help. They need our help. So that's coming up in the show today, boys and girls. Also, you know what I like for fuel prices? Okay, I get very upset when I see that the massive disparity in some of the fuel prices as I drive around, and I don't go massive. Well, I do when I go up north. I go massive distances, but even in like small areas, you can have a big disparity with the sort of fuel prices. The good news is Asda, they are king of price cuts for fuel. Asda have just reduced their petrol. It says it's cut the price of both petrol and diesel by 2p. That was yesterday, actually. Motorists will pay... Now, my favourite place for filling up is the Asda in either Boston or Skegness. It is by far sometimes the cheapest place to fill up. Asda seem to be consistently the cheapest place if you get if you need to fill up. And it says Asda has announced a fresh new price cut of 2 pence a litre on petrol effective from yesterday. Motorists who bring their cars, and they haven't even spell checked that. This is in the Daily Mail. It says motorists who brim their cars, BRIM. Who does the editing on these? It must be a load of people from university. Very slapdash, dear. That would never have happened when my dad was working at the Evening Standard. That's what my dad used to do. We worked at the Evening Standard in Fleet Street, where, of course, all the newspapers were there years ago. Fleet Street. And then I think it was the Sun who first moved out to Wapping, wasn't it? Or somewhere like that. Anyway, motorists who bring, it should say, I must write to the Daily Mail. Outrageous. Motorists who bring their cars to the station forecourts will pay no more than £1.16.7. Now, that's the cheapest I've seen it for a very long time. £1.16.7. Now, the Sainsbury's up the road from here. We're supposed to sort of think that supermarkets are the cheapest for petrol. That Sainsbury's, which is my closest one, right, are charging at the moment £1.27.9. How is it 11? So that you say that's it's only 11 pence a litre. Hang on a minute. There's 4 litres, just over 4 litres to the gallon. So it's 40 pence, 44 pence a litre dearer at the Sainsbury's up the road than it is at the Asda's. Unfortunately, I don't have an Asda near here. My cheapest place for petrol seems to be either the Esso or, rather surprisingly, the BP, which I think it's because it's so close to the Esso, which is in Egham. So you come off the M25, you go kind of around in a sort of circle underneath the road, and then you come across the road. On the left is the Esso. You've got to go left, though, Esso. Or you can go across the roundabout and go to the BP, which is generally the same price as the Esso, or maybe 1 pence dearer, or sometimes 1 pence cheaper. I did get quite upset on Tuesday, actually, because was it Tuesday or Wednesday that I took my mate to the hospital. On the way back, I said, well, we need to go on the A30 to get the cheap petrol, which is it's exactly the same distance as the M3. A little bit slower because it's an A road, but that's okay. It's a nice drive, actually. This A30 coming from the M25 back to my house is so much preferable to driving on the motorway of all the idiots that are driving at trans-warp speeds, you know. So I've come off this, and there it was, the Esso 19. I think it was 119 actually, 119 on this Wednesday afternoon. And but I hadn't positioned myself to turn left. I'd gone too far, which meant I would have had to go round the roundabout. You see. So I said, "Oh, well, just carry on to the BP. It'll be exactly the same." But I got to the BP, 120. Oh, I was livid. An extra 1 pence per litre, dear. Yeah, but you see that's the thing. A litre is there's roughly 4 litres in a gallon, a little bit more than 4. So that's 40 pence a gallon more. I don't know how Sainsbury's charged so much, you know, and they're as miserable as sin in there. Oh, I hate that blooming shop, Sainsbury's. So there you go. You want to seek out an Asda, really. £1.16.7 a litre. The diesel's 1.18.7 a litre. If you can stand the coughing through the fumes. Diesel. A diesel car. It says this not only means the fuel as a whole is now at its lowest price since April last year, but it also makes the first time diesel was dipped below the £1.20 mark for almost 2 years. It's funny, the great big gap between diesel and petrol sometimes, isn't it? Drivers filling up at any of the supermarket's 322 Asda UK petrol stations will be paying up to 9p a litre less for fuel than they were at the start of January. It really has dropped quite a lot, hasn't it? So there we are. Always look around for that cheap petrol, boys and girls. That's what I do. Always look around for the cheap petrol. Good news for £4. Thank you very much to... you're sending a lot of super chats this week, aren't you? Good God. Dr. Gregorian, just a tip only for you. For only you can make the day seem bright. Only you. Hey, send more cash and I'll sing more. Doesn't get much better than that. Dr. Gregorian, just a tip only for you out of the goodness of my cold heart. You haven't got a cold heart. I know people who have got cold hearts and you have not got a cold heart. Thank you very much. He says it's a Friday, so why not? If anyone can afford as well, please give. Give. Thank you for the tip, Dr. Gregorian. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. All right. Yes, Dragon's Den fans, you will be pleased to know that Sunday week the programme returns. Dragon's Den, my favourite, of course, is the great Deborah Meadham. I like her. She don't take no rubbish from anyone, does she? Deborah Meadham, I love her very much. I quite like Peter at the end, who just sits there quietly, you know, and when everyone's turned something down, he grabs it, doesn't he? He grabs it. He's great. Peter and Deborah are my favourite. Although I used to like the one who run the lorry company with the long black hair. I think she was smoking most of the time that they weren't filming. She had this terrible smoker's cough. I quite like her as well. So that's coming back Sunday week. Dragon's Den, 9 o'clock. I think that's probably BBC Two. That one, colour. BBC Two colour, Dragon's Den, 9 o'clock returns Sunday, March the 8th, which would be a nice replacement for Doctor Who, which finishes this week. So this Sunday on BBC One, colour, Doctor Who finishes, and it's looking good, the Cybermen thing. I think the Cybermen have kind of taken over from the Daleks a bit, don't you think? Eh? There we are. Right, so 2 programmes for you to look look out for this weekend. Let's say hello to some of you this morning joining us on this highly popular television programme. Good morning to LaBelle. LaBelle, did you fall asleep yesterday, my love? Because you didn't ask for a raffle. I realised at the end you hadn't asked for a raffle ticket. I thought, I bet she's fallen asleep. LaBelle falls asleep while I'm doing the show. I don't mind. She's over there in New York and it's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning there now, isn't it? Good morning, LaBelle. Hello to Mick Davenport. And wife Mandy Davenport. Morning to you two. Morning to Fran Green. Ray Reynolds wishes us all a hidey-hi this morning. There's Paul and Lou. Morning, Paul and Lou. The channel moderators are here. Paul and Lou in the house. Good morning to Gavin Bass. Hello to Sean Pye. RV Media is there. Michael Parman. Good morning to you, sir. Claire's there. Hello, Claire. Welcome to the show, Claire. Who else? Let's see. Everyone says hello to everyone else there, don't they? I try and sift through and find my messages. We need. I think we need a different way of. YouTube need to find a way of having a live chat message box and a way of easily sending me a messages, because I don't think there's an easy way of sending me a message and it not to appear on there other than do an email. And then a lot of you that I know a lot of you watch on devices and things, you've got to come out of the YouTube to send an email, and that's not really the thing. I don't think you can actually send a direct message. Well, perhaps someone can try that. Is there a direct message thing on there? I don't think there is. And if there was, I don't know where it would come out. The only way you can stand out from the messages, literally, is to send a super chat. Then you flash up in big bold colours and you can't miss it. You know, when you have a long list of messages, it's quite difficult to pick. I'm not complaining, but it's quite difficult to pick out the bits that are sort of directed towards me, and rather than everyone chatting. They need to have sort of some other way of send message to host or something like that, rather than, and then you could separate the two. You could have the chat box for people to chat to each other and the direct message to send me things. I think that would work quite well, but I don't think that facility's there. Although, after a show's done, you can put a comment on. I don't think that's the same thing, though. I don't think that's the same thing at all. Anyway, actually, someone put a comment. Can someone put a comment at the bottom and we'll see if anything happens in front of me? I don't think you can do it like that. Or a direct message, or someone try. But don't get upset if I don't read it out, because I'm just waiting to see if it would come up in front of me in the programme that we used to bring our little piece of madness every morning to you. All right, my loves? Morning to Gary Butler. Nephew Gary's there. Morning, Gary. Diane Jebb. Good morning, Diane Jebb. There's Dr. Gregorian's super chat there. Thank you for the thumbs up. We need, how many we got this morning? 25, so 12. We need 20 thumbs up today to do the raffle tickets at the end of the show. Must get 20 thumbs up. We don't get 20 thumbs up, no raffle tickets. So get clicking, boys and girls. Thumbs up are required. Okay. Dr. Gregorian says he doesn't know what kind I am. Some kind. Thank you very much to Gary Butler for the £5. I don't see anything flashing up in front of me, Gary. Don't have my nephews sending money. Dr. Gregorian is playing Euro Truck Simulator, a computer game, is it? Uploading it to YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Yes, so Dr. Gregorian has a YouTube channel. If you click on the little 3 dots next to his name there, it will come up as Go to Channel, and you can have a look around, see what he gets up to there. All right, my loves. Actually, great nephew Harry, he likes to watch computer games. You know, people have played computer games, and then they upload the whole game to a site. Harry watches those. Great nephew Harry. I can't remember which ones. I think racing ones he watches. Can't remember now. Good morning to Rob Lincoln. Good morning, Rob. A very good morning to Courier Services, who is shed singer in his courier van on his way to the northeast, to Lancashire, northeast Lancashire. Am I right? Lancashire? Somewhere like that. Safe journey. The work I do to fund my community stuff. Have a great day. Have a great day to you. There we are. LaBelle stopped asking because of the problem with the stream I have. Well, you can send an email, LaBelle, and we'll pick it up like that. Always send an email if you want a raffle ticket, darling. All right, my love. Yeah, I'll take a little note of that, either during or after the show. That's okay. No problem. Good morning to Tony King. Morning to you. Mandy's waiting patiently at Bristol Airport in the rain with the baseball bat ready for the little witch that is Greta Thunberg. We got the days wrong yesterday. Is it today she's there? I thought it was yesterday. I sent that clip up to BBC Berkshire. See if she plays it out next week. I sent some stuff up to BBC Lincolnshire actually last night after the show. I was in here till about 12:30 at night, sorting a few bits and pieces out after last night's show. And I sent them the swimming pool. We were talking about the Boston swimming pool, because that kind of fits into their area, you see. And also 3 phone calls I sent them up there yesterday. So we'll see if they're picked up in the next. They don't always play it out the next week. Sometimes it takes a couple of weeks. They decide what they want to do and they take what they want, and that's fine. Everything's fine there. Morning to... did I say hello to Michael Lawrence? I think I did. Paul and Lou's trying to send a £500 super chat. It's not working. Great show. Well, very disappointed, Paul and Lou. Try harder, dear. Try harder, my dear. Oh, it's today. Greta Thunberg's going to Bristol today, apparently. I'm sure it was yesterday. Anyway, apparently it's today. So, we need to raise money. Now, how are we going to do that? That is a question. I've got a few suggestions for you. Some people need our help. And here on The Chris Ridden Show, here on United Kingdom Talk, we like to help people, boys and girls. We do like... Thank you, Fran. Fran heard the coffee machine. The coffee machine they played at. We do like to help people here on the show, boys and girls. And we don't discriminate here against anyone at all. Okay, there's no discrimination on this channel. Everyone is welcome, and we try to help everyone who is in need, boys and girls. I can see some of you are in need of a facelift this morning. But the 2 people that we need to help. Let me read you the story. In many of the papers this morning, this particular version is in the Daily Mail. I have checked this particular story for spelling mistakes, and I can't see any. Are you ready? Here we go. Canada last night refused to keep guarding Harry and Meghan when they stepped down as working royals. In what was to be seen as humiliation for the couple, the Mounties said they would no longer pay for their security after March the 31st. This means the cost of round-the-clock protection for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and baby son Archie, which could run into millions of pounds, will fall on UK taxpayers. It's the first time Canada has confirmed it has been helping to guard Harry and Meghan since they settled on Vancouver Island last November. But last night it announced this would cease from April in keeping with their change in status. Their change in status from greatly respected royals to ordinary persons. I mean, they don't even have the super international celebrity star status that I have. Harry and Meghan are now ordinary people, just like you. Just have a look around you, people in your house, perhaps with possibly, which person here would they be closest associated with? I think it would be Claire. I think, because Claire, a lot of you don't know, Claire is almost royal. Did you know that? Claire is almost royal. She is a viewer on this programme, in direct contact with the Queen. Now and again, the Queen, she seeks a little bit of, not advice, but thoughts from other people. The Queen reaches out to ordinary people. And one of those people is Claire. They're on the phone gassing for hours sometimes. On and on they go, dear. But Claire is almost a royal person. You may not have known that. Anyway, so who's going to pay? The Canadians are not going to pay. You can imagine what The Guardian is saying about this. A wonderful, very left-wing newspaper. People keep posting little bits from The Guardian on my Facebook, dear. I delete them straight away, dear. Not interested. Not interested. But how are we going to help? They need our help, boys and girls. Harry and Meghan need... Is it Meghan? Meghan? I can't remember her name. Harry and Meghan need our help. Now, how are we going to do this? I have some suggestions. Perhaps you have some yourself. How are we going to help Harry and Meghan pay for their security updates? I'm thinking a second collection at church on Sunday. I'm going to have a word with Canon Simon. Oh, we've got a canon, dear. We've got priest. Canon, dear. Up, dear. In Wokenham, where I have a word. Oh, I know, I'm not there Sunday. I'm in Roehampton. I'm in Roehampton playing the organ this Sunday. So I'll have a word with Father... Oh, do you know what? I don't know his name. We got two priests there. I don't know their names. They're both foreign. Both foreigners. I can't remember their names. I'll have a word with the priests in Roehampton, but they haven't got an awful lot of money there. It's a bit of a poor church there. Whereas the Wokingham one, dear me, you want to see the collection plate in there? God! There's 20 quid, 50 quid notes going in that little collection thing. You get the newsletter each week. Collection this week, £2,300. Just through reading out a book at the front of the church. We're in the wrong business here. Blimey. Bloke comes out in a nice little outfit with a few children, boys and girls, holding things up, comes on the altar, reads a few stories from books, and then gets £2,500 from people. Oh, that was a nice story. What did I get today? £4.99. I'm doing this all wrong. Doing it all wrong. Wonderful. £2,500 for reading a few stories from a book. I think it's brilliant. And then I'm up there playing the organ for free. I don't charge. Free of charge. That's me, Mr. Freebie. So, one way we could help Harry and Meghan pay for their security, we can have a second collection at church on Sunday. Now, the only thing is, the second collections don't really get as much as the first ones. But I don't think Father, whoever it is, Father, if it was in Wokenham, I don't think Canon. I don't think Canon Simon would be very happy with them having the first collection, because that is. They've got to pay for the heating, dear. The heating, the bread, the cleaning, the electricity. They can't have that first collection, dear. They're going to have to be satisfied with the second collection, which is never as much as the first collection. Outrageous. Canon Simon wouldn't let them have that first collection. So we could have a second collection at church. Now, I want your suggestions here, please, boys and girls. What are your suggestions? Your suggestions, please, to raise money for poor old Harry and Meghan. What's your suggestions? How about a charity karaoke gig? I could turn up with my karaoke stuff. As you know, that's what I do as a job. I do karaoke nights. I could turn up with my little karaoke stuff, set up in the corner of your local pub or scout hut or social club or something like that. Perhaps I could set up in the foyer of BBC Lincolnshire, in the foyer there, or somewhere like that. I could set up in the foyer there. Huh? Do a little karaoke as the guests come in. They could invite heavyweight political guests into the studios. And on their way in, perhaps they would sing us a song. They'd have to pay. That's how we'd make the money, you see. All in a good cause. Harry and Meghan, they haven't got two brass pennies to rub together at the moment, dear. It's all being taken away. Taken away. Thank you very much. Courier Service sends a £2 super chat. Thank you very much. Now, that's, by the way, super chats coming in here, they're for me. They're not for Harry and Meghan, dear. Anyway, back. Thank you very much for that. It's very kind of you, Courier Services. Very kind of you. Yes, a charity karaoke gig, so perhaps we'll have the big man himself, Boris Johnson. Johnson will turn up at the BBC as he comes in the doors. No doubt someone, there'll be about 10 heavies in front of him. 10 heavies will be in front of him, and as he approaches the door, I say, "Hello, Boris. You want to sing us a song?" I wonder what he'd sing. What would Boris sing? What would Boris sing at a charity karaoke event? What would he sing? In fact, what would Jeremy sing as well? What would Jeremy sing? I think Jeremy would sing a song like, it's free, I want to give it all away, it's free. And then Boris would be singing, money, 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 ba-ba, must be funny, ba-ba, in a rich man's world, la-da-da-da-da-da, man. How many verses do you want? Oh, just the one, okay. I can carry on if you want. Oh, okay. So we're going to have a karaoke gig, and each person that sung should make a donation. In Boris's case, because he's got all the cash, I would say £100 per song would be very fair to ask him for £100. Jeremy Corbyn, 25 pence. He's not as rich. Does he put his hand in his pocket ever? we could have them two singing. Anyone else want to join in? You could have that. Oh, who's that other one? That little Joe, what's her name? Joe, the Liberal Democrat one. Joe, I can't remember her name now. Can anyone? Can anyone? What's her name? Joe Swinton, bless her heart. Joe Swinton, you know. Trouble is, if she was singing, she'd probably knock the microphone out of the way because she was always throwing her arms all over the place, wasn't she? Little Joe Swinton, bless her heart. Where's she working now, lovey, is it? She down the chip shop now, darling. Yeah, would you like burger and chips? Yeah, burger and chips. How do you want that? Charity karaoke gig. Another suggestion. What about a GoFundMe page? Now, I'm always a little bit worried about these GoFundMe sites. It looks to me like anyone can set up a GoFundMe, and no doubt in my mind there are some very genuine ones out there. I've seen ones that say perhaps there is a sick person or child or something, and there's something wrong with them, and the NHS won't pay for the NHS, wonderful though it is, won't pay for this particular thing, and they're trying to raise money to take them to America or somewhere like that. I've seen those. How many of those are genuine? I don't know. Because it's very easy to set up. I've heard, I haven't tried it myself, I've heard it's very easy to set up a GoFundMe page, and no doubt the GoFundMe people will say, oh, we've got all sorts of checks in place and this, that and the other. I don't know if they're all genuine. I've seen someone raising money for people who are homeless, and I know for a fact this person spends money on drugs. That's a couple of years ago I noticed that. You know, so I don't know if the GoFundMe thing would work. Or street collections. Street collections. You know, we could have you viewers and listeners to this show out on the streets rattling tins of money. How annoying is that? How annoying is it? You know when those charity people come up to you in the street. Oh, hello. How are you? I'm raising. Go away, dear. Go away. I don't want to talk to you. Oh, well, we're just raising. Go away. Leave me alone. I'm shopping. And their face drops. They're all actors. Very bad at it as well. How can anyone be as happy as one of those charity people in the street who come up to you asking for money? How can anyone be that happy in life? Exactly. So there's a few bits there. And my question to you is, how can we help Harry and Meghan raise some money to pay for their social for their they might be on social services soon, mightn't they? Ian Duncan Smith is on the phone to they've been on the phone to him asking for money, dear. What forms do we have to fill in? Oh, hello. Yes, Harry here. No, call me Harry. Oh, yeah. That was a royal. Yeah. Sorry? Yes. Well, we need to fill out some forms and get some money. What do we need to do? There we are. What do we say? What do we say? Let's have a little look there. What are you saying about that? Anyone? Mick says I need a GoFundMe page. Battered husband desperate for cash. Fran says they wanted to step down. Cannot have the benefits of the royal position. Claire says she is an ordinary person. My security ceased years ago and I was allowed to run amok. Found my way to Central Station, which is where I do karaoke on the Fridays and Mondays, starting watching lowbrow YouTube videos. Lowbrower. Well, what other channels do you watch apart from this one then, my dear? How rude. Rude! Very disappointed with you, Claire, this morning. Very, very disappointed, Claire. Mick says they'll have to get a job, then they won't they? Megan working at McDonald's. Harry the car salesman. I think he could sell a lot of cars, actually, Harry, couldn't he? Oh, dear. Courier Services says, a little tip from the shed singer for keeping me company on a boring long run in his courier van. I could do a no pants day. That's a good one from Mick, where no one wears any pants and collects money. Is that like a sponsored no pants day? I don't think I haven't got any on this morning either. And I'm going out later. Got to go to B&Q. Going to B&Q later to have a look round. Michael says Harry could work in a gay bar. He'd fit in a gay bar. He would, because he's friendly, isn't he? Well, he was. I don't know if he's still friendly now. A bit short of cash at the moment. Good morning to Adrian Richardson. Good morning to you. Adrian says, it's raining men for Boris and Corbyn. They could do a double act. How about a 24-hour show, Chris? Raising money, says Gavin Bass. Well, I don't think I'd manage to stay awake from judging from the boring messages coming in this morning. Don't think I'd stay awake. Mikey Mike, good morning to Mikey Mike. RV Media's off to work now. Enjoy your day at work, sir. Courier Services. I tried a GoFundMe page for the shed singer to buy a PA for charity gigs. I raised 50 quid and that was from my mum. Some of these GoFundMe pages do make a lot of money, don't they? I don't know how. I mean, I've never donated to it. Yes, I have one. I've donated to one GoFundMe page. Someone wanted an operation. And I noticed they didn't raise enough money and the operation didn't happen, but I didn't get the money back. My live super chats, once they've dropped into that bank account, they ain't coming out again, mate. Adrian says, I asked those collectors for charity, you know, the ones walking around the streets, personal questions, and they soon stopped talking to me quite quickly. I don't know why. Scammer Basher says, hurry up and get a job to them both. Harry and Meghan to the job centre, says Michael Lawrence. Plastering, there's a good one. There we are. So suggestions on how to raise money for poor old Harry and Meghan. No one to be their policeman. No one to be their policeman. How are we doing on the thumbs up? Have we got 19? We got 19 likes at the moment. We need 20 thumbs up to be able to do the raffle a little bit later on in the show today, boys and girls. No 20 thumbs up, no raffle. No raffle tickets. There we are. Here's another question for you. The coronavirus, we're seeing more and more about this on the news. I will tell you that I'm a little bit worried about it. Some people are saying it's nothing more than a sore throat. Other people are saying it's much more serious. You've got to make up your minds which kind of side of the fence you're on there. One of the things I do already is I always wash my hands. Always. When I go to work tonight, I would say a minimum of 3 times throughout the course of the night, I will wash my hands. I will not shake anyone's hand. Some people realise that you don't want to shake their hands, and then they purposely put their hand out to try and make you shake it. And I don't think you realise how serious that can be. I'm not shaking anyone's blooming hand when I'm at work. Thank you very much. Not even if I fancy them. I wash my hands 3-4 times in the night while I'm at work, at least once an hour. I don't know if that's enough. I gather the whole virus thing on hands and that, it's not just have you got any on there, but is there quite a lot on there? I think maybe if you have 1 or 2 little viruses on there, you know, you've got a good chance of not getting anything. If you leave it, then they keep multiplying, don't they? Then by the end of the night, you can barely lift your hand for all the viruses sitting on top of it. But if you keep washing it, it keeps it down. Now, when I say washing it, I don't like some of these blokes who use the toilet. You know, they use the toilet, put the tap on quickly under there, and then they think they've washed their hands. No, you've got to be rubbing those hands together with soap and water for a minimum of 25 seconds. It said it on the telly. That's how you wash your hands. And that's how I do mine. Sometimes I'm washing my hand in the sink and someone says to me, "Oh, are you a doctor or something? The way you're washing your hands." No, I don't want the flu. Thank you very much. And actually, over the years, I don't really pick up very many chest infections or flu at all. And I swear it's down to the virus. To the hand washing. To the hand washing. Adrian uses antibacterial gel, which is quite good. However, I don't like that stuff. I don't like the stickiness. I hate it. And it's all. Oh no, I can't stand it. I'd much rather have soap and water. Really. But nevertheless, you got to decide whether you want to be one of those people who tries to avoid it, or whether you're one of those people who think, "Oh, it's just going to be a sore throat." I'm on the other side. I think it could be it is becoming quite serious, especially the way it's multiplied in Italy. We've got, I think, 16 cases here now, with the latest one in Northern Ireland, isn't it? How many people have been in contact with that person in Northern Ireland, or the 16 people that are here? Gloria says, if we can't shake hands, can we greet people with a good old-fashioned Frenchie? No, dear. Even worse. But nevertheless, they were saying on the news this morning, it's starting to affect stuff coming out of China, for example. China is kind of the factory of the world at the moment, isn't it? Now, it may not say China on your car, but some of the parts are going to be made in China and shipped all over the place. Mobile phones all come from China. And if China shuts down, we're not going to get any of this stuff. And what about food? Food as well. And you might be saying, well, food doesn't all come from China. Yeah, but it's kind of in the line of delivery things and all that, isn't it? Not for everything, but for a fair old amount of stuff. And I do wonder if that will be affected. So I'm wondering, are you stockpiling anything at the moment, or will you? Will you go to the shops and perhaps fill up the cupboards that are looking a little bit bare at the moment? Maybe order extra toilet rolls. You don't want to be running out of toilet rolls. Are you stockpiling anything? Just wondered if you were. I've got fairly good stuff, although I'm trying to run my freezer down at the moment, so there's not a lot left in that. But will you be stockpiling anything? Good morning to Fran Green. Morning to Fran. Hello, Fran. Welcome along, young Fran. Sorry, Fran. Rachel. I said Fran and welcome along, Rachel. Welcome along, Rachel. Hello to you. Mick says, well, it's killing people, so it's not just a sore throat. It's not good for the vulnerable. Yeah, if you've got like an underlying health condition, I've got one of those. It's probably more serious for you. Anything that you might have a little bit of a weakened immune system, they are the people. And I have a weakened immune system. It's just how it is, you know. But will you be stockpiling anything? That is the question. I'm going to go rush out today after the show. I was going to B&Q and then I think we're going to Morrison's today. Courier services saying we've become far too reliant on China. It's affected businesses. I can see it with our same day work. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not too keen on China certainly building a nuclear power station. The mobile phone network, I'm not sure about that one. But they wanted to build the train as well, didn't they? HS2. They've offered to come in and build the train a lot cheaper and a lot quicker. And I'm thinking with that, well, that would be okay. I'd be fairly happy with them to sort of put a train together and a train track. I think I'd be happy with that. Nuclear power station, a little bit more serious, I think, perhaps, isn't it? Claire, my partner's really worried about the virus. He's stockpiling food, there you go, and doesn't like me going out to busy places. He does have a lot of health problems, so I do understand. Yeah, I do, I understand. Rachel doesn't have an immune system. Yeah, she's got a problem with hers as well. Claire reckons, I think you just have to live normally and accept the risk. Well, I mean, you could at least do something. I think it's do something. If that's just sort of washing your hands all the time, then that is something, isn't it? I mean, I already do that. So, I don't know really. Although that being said, I have had the flu. I have had it. It's not a very pleasant thing at all. Adrian, how about when you go to the supermarket and touch those packets and those trolleys, the conveyor belt? Disgusting. Well, everything you touch is... Now, can I just... I'm desperately trying to do something about this. This chair has gone wrong. I don't know what's going on with this damn chair. It keeps moving about. It never used to do this. Let me just get a pillow or something to sit on. Just a second. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. I don't know what's going on here. I don't feel I'm sitting up high enough and it keeps moving backwards. I don't know what's going on with this damn chair. Let's try. No, look at it. It still just keeps moving backwards all the time. I'm sure it never used to do that. So annoying. Now I don't feel comfortable now on that. Perhaps if I put the pillow behind it, it might stop it moving around. Never used to do this, did it? Why is it doing it now? Is it something to do with this bit of wood? I can't sit there any longer like this. It's just doing my head in. 1 minute now. Dear me. Perhaps if I pull that there, and then that wheel... No, that won't, will it? That wheel won't hook over there. Oh, dear. Just a second. Oh, pull that back a bit more. This will probably make it even blooming worse, I suppose. Let's try this. Oh, see how this goes. Now I've slightly tilted that. Oh, that might work. That might work. Sorry about that. Put some pants on. That's why you're uncomfortable. Is that why? Yeah, Adrian, my gym is now got antibacterial spray because he's got a lower immunity system as well. Another one with a low immune system, just like me. We've all got it, haven't we? Huh? Paul and Lou, you wash your hands, then you usually have to open the door to exit the toilets. Ah, no, you've got to use a bit of tissue to do that. I do. Get a bit of toilet tissue to do that one, Paul and Lou. All right. Okie doke. Now, the whole travelling thing as well. Will it stop you going on a plane, I wonder? Stop me going on a plane. I have no intention of going anywhere now. Absolutely no intention of getting on a plane and going anywhere. Absolutely. They were saying on the telly this morning that Ryanair, EasyJet, British Airways, they're all suffering significant drops in passenger numbers at the moment going abroad. I think, was it British Airways? They can't now forecast their profit margin because of what's going on at the moment. But I certainly won't get on a plane and go anywhere. Why take the risk, you know? Although, if there is somewhere you want to go and travel around cheaply, it's Luxembourg. I heard on the news this morning that from the 1st of March, so that is Sunday, all public travel in Luxembourg is going to be free. Not just that day, for good. Anyone ever been to Luxembourg? I mean, what's there? What is in? You don't really sort of hear it as a sort of place that you'd go and visit, do you, Luxembourg? What's in Luxembourg? Anything? I mean, it's all very well going to a place and getting free public travel. They've got a free... I think in Melbourne it is, in Australia. They've got a tram that goes around the centre of Melbourne. And you can see lots from it, actually. It's quite nice to sit on there. I was on there for hours, dear. It's free. Or it was when I went, about 6 or 7 years ago now. But Luxembourg, all the public travel is going to be free from the 1st of March. That's good, isn't it? Is there anything in Luxembourg to do? That's the question. Mikey Mike, at work we have the antibacterial liquid by the door in the toilets. A lot of places have those. Life is fun. Good morning. Life is fun. Likes the Eurostar to France. Oh, that's a point. I am going to France in a couple of weeks. I forgot about that. Oh, yes. Tuesday. When is it? Sunday. 16th of March. Supposed to be going to France on Eurostar. Let the train take the strain. British Rail. Do you remember that advert? British Rail one? Morning to Trevor Campbell. Good morning to you. Mandy says you've got a bony backside. No, I'm just not comfortable on this chair at the moment. Although this is a bit better because it's just tilted forward a little bit, which means it's not rolling back now because I've got the front wheel. Is it one? I've got the front wheel to fall off the bit of wood, so it's slightly down. Now it's not rolling back. Look, so that's a bit better, isn't it? Can't get comfortable. Can't get comfortable. Poor Rachel is full of cold. Do I or don't I go to work tomorrow? Do I self-contain myself? The trouble is with going to work, Rachel, when you're ill, and you, I know you're the same as me, dear. You drag yourself into work, right? Thinking, oh, I've got to do this, otherwise I'm letting people down. And you know what? You'll come home and you think, well, no one appreciated that. They don't appreciate it. No one. Oh, thank you ever so much for coming in. Really appreciate it. Actually, at Central Station, the owner of that place there, Duncan, he is very appreciative of anything you do. He really is. He's every few weeks he comes up and saying, just want to thank you for what you do here and all that. And I've been ill before, and he's seen me. You've seen me, when I've hurt my back and I'm hobbling around like that, and I still turn up for work, and he comes up and personally thanks you for coming in. But most places don't. You might as well not go, Rachel, because I don't think they'll appreciate it. All right. Good morning to Joseph McDonald. Morning to Joseph. He has received his fridge magnet, which is now on the door of his fridge. Good morning, Joe. I hope you've got to keep that fridge stocked up now, Joseph, because we might all be running out of food due to the coronavirus. Or if we don't run out of food, you're not going to want to go to the supermarket, are you? No. Very worried. Ray Reynolds. Disneyland Tokyo is closing via the virus. Disneyland Tokyo closing. Thank you, Ray. Morning, Colin. Morning to Colin. Oh, there's Yvonne. Good morning, Yvonne. Welcome to the show. Mikey Mike's had a cold himself. Been off sick all week. Just starting to feel better. Good. They really don't. Most places don't appreciate you going in if you're ill. You think you're doing them a favour, and no one says that, oh, you're in. Oh, you're in. Oh, well, thanks for coming, and that's it. Hello to Effian Davis. Morning, Effian. Welcome to the show. Let's do some more stories then. James Bond. Now, why do you want to become James Bond? One of the reasons I would want to become James Bond is to drive those cars. The Aston Martin. Oh, yes. Or the Bentleys. Wouldn't you want to drive one of those? Well, in the Sun today, no time to drive. Here's something we didn't know. James Bond star Daniel Craig was banned from driving in No Time to Die. That's the new film coming out soon. Over fears it would be too dangerous. Health and safety, mate. Oh, you can't be driving that. Health and safety boards slammed on the brakes, meaning professional drivers performed all of the new movie motor stunt. Of the new movie's motor stunts. Poor old Daniel. Daniel said it had been deemed too risky to have him driving the spy's iconic Aston Martin cars and acting at the same time. He's 51, but it shows him behind the wheel actually involved stationary vehicles, so he's not actually driving. Asked how he perfected his body language when he appeared to be driving, Daniel said, "You know we fake it, don't you? We're not going to be allowed to do that anymore, although I do go driving." So he's not allowed to drive the cars anymore. What a shame. I was allowed to donut the DB5 in Matera. What's that, a car? DB5, I suppose it's a car. In a new interview with Top Gear magazine. He also revealed his latest movie as 007 would tie up loose ends from his time with Bond. Oh, I'm very excited about that. When is it out? Does it say? He said, "I always had it in the back of my mind, a story I wanted to tell, and it's kind of happened. We have a through line, and we have a through line. What does that mean? Oh, I'll just read it as it is. We have a through line, and this movie is about tying up all those loose ends, about reconnecting him to Casino, really, and that's what we've managed to do. This is a big emotional journey for him in it. So he's not going to be driving. It doesn't say when it's out. It can't be much longer now before the James Bond film is out, and I, for one, will be going to see that at the cinema. There's no dodgy CD copies here, my friends. I never forget once, someone I know, they rung up have you seen, I can't remember what it was, say it was The Lion King. Have you seen The Lion King, Chris? I said, yeah, I went to see it at the cinema 2 weeks ago. Can you tell me what happens at the end? And I'm like, why don't you just go and see it? Well, we bought a DVD from the man in the market and it finishes before the film finishes. And I'm like, no, it serves you right. Go and watch it. And I put the phone down. Awful. Now, are you a little bit on the weighty side? We often talk about Slimming World and stuff like that, don't you? Well, if you are, it might just save your life. Again, in the Sun this morning, a man fell down the stairs in a pub and he reckons his big belly saved his life. This bloke, 61, suffered bleeding on the brain when he tumbled down the 15 steps to the loo. Oh, I've fallen downstairs. Anyone fallen downstairs here? It's not funny, is it? Not funny. The last time it was here, actually. I didn't fall down many stairs, about 3 steps. But it was the way I fell over. And I fell onto this plant pot, which smashed, of course, and sort of really twisted my arm quite badly. And what's downstairs is like a wooden, it's not like a parquet floor, cheap wooden, shiny floor. And I was on, I had socks on, and I just put my last foot down on the step, and it went. I just slipped forward, and that was it. I went over. Well, this bloke, he fell down 15 steps to the loo, where another man had a fatal fall last week, and he's a big lad. This happened in Bournemouth. Grandad Colin was 19 stone at the time. And he said doctors told him he could have died if his stomach had not cushioned the impact. So there you go. Not always a good idea to lose some of that weight. All right. The former doorman says, I don't remember anything about the fall. After I came round in hospital, the doctors told me that I'd been slimmer. Had I been slimmer, I probably would be dead. It was my stomach that got in the way and stopped me falling straight onto my head. He spent 4 days in hospital after the fall last August and has since lost 2 stone. He added my weight probably saved my life. 2 other men had fallen down the same stairs at the pub. Well, they need to do something about it, don't they? One in his 40s went into cardiac arrest last Sunday and later died in hospital. A spokesman for the Wetherspoon pub says health and safety checks after the latest incident found no defects and insisted there was no risk to the public. Well, after 3 people have fallen down it. I mean, what a stupid thing to say. I mean, how thick can you be? I mean, that really is a thick thing to say, isn't it? Don't you think? Even if they say it's safe, surely if 3 people have fallen down the stairs, you'd think they'd want to do something about it. How blooming stupid is that? Ridiculous. So there you are. Not always a good idea to lose the weight there. Mick, I'm afraid, big and cuddly. Is Mick. Gavin likes swimming. I don't go as people used to call me names when I was little. Oh, don't take any notice of that, Gavin. If you want to go swimming, dear. Don't take any notice of people calling you names. If I took notice of people calling names, I wouldn't be doing anything that I do. You rise above it, dear. Rise above it. They want attention. What they want is a reaction, you see. They want a reaction. Just ignore it and move on. Ignore it and move on. Eventually they go away. They go. Annoying people go away eventually if you just ignore them. Courier services fell half asleep going to the loo at home. I've had a bad spine ever since. I have a mate who died falling downstairs at home too. It's an easy way to go. A good excuse to go and buy a bungalow. My nephew's wife, Stacey, she's lovely, she is. She's always going on about me selling my house down here and buying a bungalow up in Lincolnshire. But that would be it then, you see. That would be once I've moved. That's it. And I quite like both places where I live, Bracknell and Lincolnshire. I quite like both. I'm very lucky. Very lucky. Okay, it's only a caravan, I know, but nevertheless, very lucky to be able to sort of live in 2 places like that. You never get bored. Never get bored. Mandy's on the cuddly side too. Well, don't worry about falling downstairs, man. Have some stairs put in if you haven't got any, Mandy. Throw yourself down there twice a week for your own entertainment. Can you video that, please? Take no notice of them, Gavin. Fran's well, are you an ex-smoker, Fran? I used to smoke. Oh my lord, yes. I used to smoke 20 while I was DJing. 20 cigarettes in a night. Terrible, isn't it, really? Really terrible. What else have we got here? Don't tattoo your eyes. Now, you may remember, about a year ago, we did a story about a lady who tattooed her eyes. Do you remember that? And she went blind for a period of time. Well, this one's not had so much luck. Again, in the Sun today, a woman has lost her sight after a tattoo artist botched an attempt to dye her eyeballs black. Why on earth anyone would want that? There must be something mentally wrong with these people. I'm sorry. These people shouldn't be doing this stuff. There should be some sort of law that says, no, you can't tattoo your eyeballs. How blooming stupid can you be? I feel sorry for her. And there's a picture of her, and basically, the whole white part of her eyeball has been tattooed black. It looks the weirdest thing ever. Why, oh why would you want to do this? This lady from Poland made the risky decision to emulate a rap artist called Popek. Anyone? Don't know him. Famous for having the whites of his eyes dyed black. But the bungled procedure left the 25-year-old complaining of sharp pains in her eyes, which the tattoo artist is reported to have told her was normal and that she should take painkillers. Despite listening to his advice, the pain has not gone away and instead has been left completely blind in one eye as well as rapidly failing sight in the other. After losing the sight in her right eye, Alessandra was told by the doctors that the damage was irreparable and that she would soon lose sight in her left eye too. I mean, can you just imagine that? Losing your sight because of something stupid that you've done. I mean, it's just, you can't make it up, can you? Unfortunately for now, doctors do not give me much optimism for improvement, she fumed. Well, she fumed. Well, you're the one that decided to have it done. Don't blame the tattoo artist. You decided to muck around with your body like this. It's like these people having plastic surgery. We've talked so many times about this. You know, the people that, the worst were the ones with the lips. Stupid lips. Stupid looking lips. When I was at the Christmas time at the Mandarin Oriental, I was sitting there. I went on my own to that one. It was nice. It was nice. It was very busy in there that particular day because, of course, the Christmas traffic and what have you. And this young girl, quite pretty, about 26, sat quite close to me. And I looked over and her lips were twice the size of her face. I mean, you've got to have a little bit of money to be... She obviously looked like she was staying there. I don't think it was like an afternoon... And let me tell you, you've got to have a lot of money to stay in a room at the Mandarin Oriental. Hundreds of pounds a night for one room. How does that work in the morning? Do you still got the knock on the door? It's 10 o'clock. Could you leave now, please? Do you still get that there? Anyway, and her lips were like this. But they think it looks good. No, it doesn't. You look like a freak. A freak. Most people who have those lips done, and to me, look like freaks. You see them on the telly. All that lot on Love Island, they've all had their bits and pieces done, haven't they? Don't look normal. It goes on, the damage is too deep and extensive. I'm afraid I will be completely blind. During an investigation, it was found that the tattoo artist had made serious mistakes in the process. Well, you just wouldn't do it in the first place, would you? One fundamental error was using body ink for tattooing skin, which should never come in contact with the eye. It says, she says, I have sadness behind me, but I live on. And her eyes, she's had something done to her ears as well, so they're pointed. I mean, it's sad, really. I'm sitting here laughing. It's sad. She's got pointed ears as well, like that. Not quite, not like a Vulcan from Star Trek. More like a cat's ears, like the points, and they're sticking out from the side of her head. And her eye is just completely black. Why would you want to look like that? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I really don't. Let's have a look. Fran says, I've seen the one with the tattooed eyes. Stupid woman. Yes, she is stupid. It's all very well. People come out and say, oh, but that's what I want to do. Oh, fine. You do that and we think you're stupid. Fine. Just madness. Mucking around with your body like that. Mikey Mike used to smoke a whole packet of cigarettes in one night when he was out mobile DJing back in the 80s. Yes, as I did. Mikey Mike. But I must have given up smoking almost 30 years ago now. Best thing I ever did, give up smoking. Mandy, Terry the Parrot Man. Yes, I remember him. He lives near us, had both his eyes tattooed red and blue. God. Adrian had his lips done, but the Botox went down to his stomach. Not very good about that. At last, Adrian, a humorous comment from you. Rather than you sitting there moaning all the time. Lips are like goldfish, says Trevor. You're right. Gavin says, why would anyone want that done? It's not nice. No, it's not nice. It doesn't look nice. It doesn't look nice. Having those lips. Awful. Right, we'll do one more story. And then, boys and girls, we will give out raffle tickets. Get ready. In the Daily Mirror today, a mum filmed the moment. Do anyone take children to school, whether it's your own children? Or perhaps you're a nanny and now and again you take children to school. We never used to get a car to go to school, for God's sake. We used to walk. It was a 25-minute walk up Roehampton Lane in southwest London and back again. Got to get in the car now. Oh, it's a whole minute from the house. We better get the car out. Bit like that. A mum filmed the moment she realised she has headed off onto the school run without putting her children in the car. She forgot the kids. How does that happen? A mum left her children baffled when she headed off on the school run without them. The woman realised her glaring mistake. Have you ever forgotten anyone? Have you ever forgot anyone? Please tell me, have you ever forgot anyone? Gone on a journey and think, hang on a minute, I haven't got my mum with me or something like that. The woman realised her glaring mistake as she was en route and took out her phone to capture the moment and her hilarious reaction. Filming the empty passenger seat next to her and panning round to show the unoccupied chairs in the back, she struggles to talk between fits of laughter. With a huge belly laugh. We like a huge belly laugh. With a huge belly laugh, she says, I'm driving to school without the children. I'm taking the children to school and I don't even have them in the car. I have to go back and pick them up. I can't believe I left my kids. And there's a picture of her laughing her head off. How do you do that? I mean, I can forget keys, forget the mobile phone, forget the wallet. But children, people, how can you forget people? Rachel says, hubby drives the kids to school. It's only a 10-minute walk. They should be walking, Rachel. Send that. I don't care if it's raining, dear. Give them an umbrella. Too much of this snowflaking going on this channel today. Mandy's mum forgot her, left her outside the shop. Is that true? Terrible. I got in the car and left. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I was half asleep this morning, she says. Where are my kids? The mum, thought to be from the States, turned around to head home and found her two boys stood outside the house waiting for her, with one of them asking, did you go all the way? I love it. That's a good story, that, isn't it? Perhaps she forgot them purposely, I don't know. Perhaps she forgot them purposely, who knows? Fran says, I bet Leslie Ash regrets her lip op. It just looks awful, doesn't it? They look stupid. And yet people still go out and do it. And you've seen some real botched jobs when it comes to lips, haven't you? You know, where they end up with lumps on their face. And we're going to do the raffle tickets now. So if you want a raffle ticket, please speak now and I shall give those out. Have we got enough likes for raffle tickets? Let me just double check that. 21 likes. We asked for 20, so that's all well and good. Let's have your raffle tickets, please. Who wants a raffle ticket for Monday's raffle? Please speak now, my darlings. Good morning to Alan Wainwright, joining us right now. Good morning to you, Alan. There we are. Let's get those all sorted and ready. And here we go with raffle tickets. The first raffle ticket will be going to, as he waits for the message, one man and his Sprinter van, 527. Thank you, sir. One man and his Sprinter van, 527. 528 for Mandy. Michael Parman, 529. Gavin Bass, 530. Michael Lawrence, 531. Paul and Lou, 532. Diane Jebb, 533. Mick Davenport, 534. Sean Pye, 535. Rob Lincoln, 536. Fran Green, 537. Alan Wainwright, 538. Tony King, 539. Mike Responto, 540. Ross Herndon, 541. Wonder Woman, 532. Rachel. Is that it? That looks like we've done everyone's raffle tickets. Thank you. Okay, Rob. Dr. Gregorian, 543. Anyone else? Anyone else, please? Anyone else? Have I missed anyone out? Please speak now. Yes, we have a super draw tomorrow, boys and girls. We've got all the tickets here. Collected for this month, except for this week's ones, okay? Look, there's loads of... Look how many there are in there. Loads of raffle tickets, because we do an extra draw tomorrow, boys and girls. There's the end of the month draw, the super draw tomorrow, again for one of our exclusive green fridge magnets. That's what we've got there. All right. So get ready for that tomorrow morning, somewhere between 9 and sort of 12. I can never give you a time on Saturday. It depends what time I get going. All right, my loves. Okay, doke. Let's do today's birthdays. Where are we? Birthdays time. There we are. Birthday. We've got 12 today. 12 birthdays. Yvonne. Thank you, Yvonne. I'll see you there. 543 for Yvonne. 544 for Yvonne Lemon. Here we go. Happy birthday today to Danny Gibbs. Danny Gibbs is young, 42 years old today. I used to go out every weekend with Danny, and we had such a laugh, Oh, Danny, I shall never forget the image of you stepping over someone. Happy birthday to Danny Gibbs. He lives up in Cleethorpes. Happy birthday, Danny. Hello, Kevin James. Welcome, Kevin. Happy 45th birthday day to the lovely Claricea Angeloni. Good morning, Claricea. Happy birthday to you. Andrew Dubert is 56 today. Simon Dixon. Good morning, Simon. Happy birthday to you today. Leo Watson. Morning, Leo. Happy birthday to Leo. Otis Baxter, 50 years old today. Hello, Otis. Welcome. Gloria Goldberg today is 44 years old. Trevor Lloyd is 72 years old on this Friday. Camionetu is 50 years old today. Chris Cronin, happy birthday to Chris. Darren Hodgson, happy birthday Darren Hodgson. And finally, Nick Bedford today is 47 years old today. Lots of birthdays today. Happy birthday to you all. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, girls and boys. Claire has just asked for a ticket there. Ticket number 545 for our lovely Claire. Anyone else there? Let's have a look. Anyone else there? Oh, there's another one. Jack Matthews. 546 for Jack. 1 minute. Let me get a ticket out. The book. 546 for Jack Matthews. There we are. Is that everyone? That looks like it's everyone. So Jack Matthews got his ticket there. There we are. That's it for the show today. Nice little crowd here this morning. Thank you very much for joining in the fun. Tonight, if you're around, join us in North London for karaoke. Karaoke tonight will be, as always, at Central Station Bar, 37 Wharfdale Road, London. King's Cross. It's free entry there. Sometimes people say, well, how much is it to come in? It's free. It doesn't cost you anything as long as you buy a couple of drinks. Don't be sitting there with no drinks. Don't be sitting there with no drinks because I won't put you up. That's not fair. And I've seen that before. People come into the pub, they put a couple of songs in and then they sit down. No. I will see a drink in front of you. What do you think it is? A blooming charity, dear? They're trying to run a business there. Trying to run a business. Thank you. No. Buy a drink, tight-fisted so-and-so. Outrageous. If you can't make it down there, we hope to be streaming the karaoke for you live on my Karaoke London YouTube channel, okay? Karaoke London, that's the YouTube channel we'll be streaming on. Just type in Karaoke London channel and you should be able to find it on the YouTube. Have a lovely day. Thank you very much for watching and listening to the show on this Friday morning. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye now.